What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 44, and we start today's episode off by seeing that Mariano is not happy with his role at the club. As I mentioned in the last episode, he and Buenacasa so far this season have only got 7 goals between them, and they've played a lot of minutes, both of them together, and scoring goals this year, I'll be honest, has been our main problem. Now, you guys have seen us defending pretty decently. Ruben Blanco's clean sheet record is, I think it's 16 in 21 games, which is really impressive, but scoring goals, you better believe that we are struggling massively. So he may not be happy with his role at the club, but the fact of the matter is, when I give him chances, like in this game against Sevilla, if he wants to stay in the first team, he's got to score. He's got to put the ball in the back of the net. But still, we do take on Sevilla for the first game of today's episode. This is our 4th game in 7 days. Playing in the Europa League really does mess up your schedule, and obviously with the stamina problems, as you can see by my team as well, it was a really much changed team to the original first team we like to play, because quite frankly, that's just the way it has to be at the moment. Every single time I put a team sheet out there, it's always varied compared to the last game we played. We just can't get a good run of games going where we play a consistent run of 11 players, but still the first chance would actually fall to us here, and a caper shot going just wide the post, and the following chance would fall in the 26th minute. Some lovely passing by us, sees Keiko get on the ball, back hit it to Madran. This was a really nicely worked passing move here, and as Aguza goes down left hand side, he takes on Koke, keeps on going, rise the challenge, drills in across, and Keiko in the centre turns it in. And I have to say, we've scored some very nice goals at Racing Santander, but I think that's definitely up there. What a lovely passing move, so many players involved, lovely little flicks as well with the passing, a couple of sweet little back heels there too. Brilliant ball by Aguza, getting himself another assist for us, doing what Fabregas can do himself, and making it Sevilla 0, Racing Santander 1, with Keiko putting it in. So Sevilla 0, Racing Santander 1, Keiko getting the goal, wrapping off a lovely team move there. And in the 54th minute here, Keiko chips it over the top towards Orfila. Orfila goes down this right hand side, really good chance for us here as he keeps on going, crosses the ball in, Mariano wins the header, but it clips the inside of that far post, near post even, and goes behind for a goal kick. So still Sevilla 0, Racing Santander 1, but the fact of the matter is, this team finished 4th in La Liga last year and finished in the final qualification place for the Champions League, and they weren't all that. They were pretty poor, and as you'll see in the 73rd minute here, they had a good chance, but the shot went wide the post and behind for a goal kick. They didn't really put us under too much pressure, which is a real surprise, because don't forget, our team was not our strongest first 11. We had a lot of absentees playing, and a lot of absentees absent from the squad, and a lot of backup players playing in this game, including Christian Fernandez, who almost made it 2-0 6 minutes from time, but the goalkeeper made a very good save. It was how the game would finish though. Sevilla 0, Racing Santander 1. So the unbeaten run is now extended to 14 games. And yeah, it's going really well. I think that's now our 3rd win in succession as well, or maybe 5th win in succession if I can get it right. I can't remember in my mind now how many games we've won in succession now, but still I think that's 14 games unbeaten. That's crazy. And as you can see here, Ruben Blanco, the media are basically saying he's doing really well. He's in excellent form, yet he's still yet to grow. I know I discussed it in length in the last episode, and you'll hear me continue to discuss it because I just get annoyed by these little things, but regardless, he's still yet to grow, which is very annoying. And also Peru come to us and say we've got 2 players here, Zambrano and Carrillo. You might like both, and I was like, maybe, but we'll say no for the time being. Still waiting for the Spain job, obviously, but it's still nice to get those nations coming in and inquire about our interest. And the second of 4 games today is away at Real Sociedad here. So this game came a week after the Sevilla game, so finally we could go back and play our usual first 11. So yeah, it took a very long time, but finally we could actually use our first 11 that we want to use for the majority of the season, for the first time in like 6 or 7 games, to put them all out there together. That was really nice, because as I mentioned before, I like to have a good clean pattern of players who play on a regular basis. And the first chance of this game would fall in the 8th minute as Keiko, who scored the goal against Sevilla, goes down the left-hand side and crosses it in. So Real Sociedad make a real hash of trying to clear what was a simple cross, and Buenacasa almost capitalises, but unfortunately for us, the number 9 can only put his shot wide as he slipped while taking it. So a great chance there, but Buenacasa just hasn't really worked out for him so far this season, which is a real shame because it's his first permanent deal for us this year, but it's just not working out right now. But it was still 0-0. We just passed the quarter of an hour mark, some nice passing. Sees Aguza find Madran, and Madran plays that wide towards Kepa down this right hand side. Good chance here as he scoop turns around his man, swings in across, looks for Oliver Torres, and he's only 5'9", but he gets his first headed goal for the club, and he really is profiting playing in that CAM role. He's looking like a lot better of a player now that we've played him in the central role and not out wide on the left wing. Oliver Torres gets his 4th goal in La Liga. I think that's his 3rd goal in 4 or possibly 5 starts now. The guy is, not exactly in amazing form, but he's beginning to look a lot better, and he does does make it Sociedad 0, Racing Santander 1. In the 38th minute, again, Ruben Blanco, our goalkeeper. I know that Pacheco's growing and Blanco isn't, but I'm not dropping the guy whilst he's in this good of form. Absolutely crazy. Great save there, and it's still 1-0 to Racing Santander. In the 48th minute, though, Sociedad come forward, and as we fail to get this cross dealt with, it drops to Capilla, and Ruben Blanco is beaten and will have to pick the ball out of the back of his net. It's a good finish in the end, but what I will say is that is just shocking defending there. There's two players who go for the same sort of lunge, and in the end it drops straight to Aneko Capilla, who has a simple finish. So Sociedad 1, Racing Santander 1, and again in the 76th minute we have to rely on our goalkeeper making a very good save to keep us level in this game, as David Moyes' men went in search of the winner. But in the 83rd minute it was almost us who got the winner here. Oliver Torres sliding it through to Ronnie Ariguza, but his first time shot was saved by the goalkeeper and turned behind for a corner. And it was how the game would finish in the end. So Sociedad 1, Racing Santander 1. So we may not win again, but I'll definitely take the point. It's a very credible one away against David Moyes' men. I feel as though we could have got the win. We did have a lot of chances, but at the end of the day, Sociedad are a very decent side, and you're not going to, say no to a score draw away from home against them, are you? So I'll take the draw. I'll take the draw. The unbeaten streak extends. I want to say it's, I can't remember exactly, but I want to say it's around 15 or 16 games, which is absolutely insane. But regardless, whatever it is, we're having a fantastic season right now, and I'm really, really pleased with it. And we take on Tenerife for the third of 4 games in today's episode here in the Copa del Rey second leg. Of course, we won the first leg 2-0, but as you can see by my team, there were quite a few first team players out there. Blanco, Schwarzer, Aguza started this game, Oliver Torres, so quite a few first team players, and you may be wondering why that is, because, I wouldn't say we have one foot in the second, in the round of 16 stage after the first leg, but the reason being is because this game was being played on the Tuesday, and we had a Thursday night game in Europa League against CD Nacional. Now, we may not be guaranteed to be going through to the next round in the Copa del Rey, but we certainly are on Thursday night in Europa League. No matter what happens against CD Nacional, we could lose 99-0 and still be going through. So coming into this game, I basically just weighed this one up as even more important, even though the Europa League is more important than the Copa del Rey this year in terms of my aims. It's still more important because we haven't guaranteed a place in around of 16, whereas we have in the Europa League. But still, we do take on Tenerife, and the fact of the matter is, I came into this game, and honestly, one of my main aims was make sure none of the first team get injured. So I was playing a possession style of play and a defensive style of play. So I wasn't going forward that often, which meant the chances were at a minimum. And as you can see, both goalkeepers made a couple of decent saves here. Ruben Blanco would start ahead of Pacheco, but I thought I'd play on Thursday night instead. And as you can see, one of the great chances late on came here, and the keeper going forward, but the shot was saved by the goalkeeper and turned behind. So both goalkeepers desperate for a clean sheet if nothing else. And as you'll see here, Vitolo sliding it through, and another great chance for Tenerife goes begging, as they were desperate to get themselves at least a consolation goal. But it was how the game would finish. So Tenerife 0, Racing Santander 0. Pretty poor game, but to be honest, the away fans, they won't mind, because we are through to the next round of the Copa del Rey. And as I mentioned, it was going to happen, but I thought it's still a bit more important than Thursday night, because in this game, like I said, we could lose 99-0 and we'd still be going through. But as we do take on CD Nacional for the fourth and final game of today's episode here in Europa League, the Portuguese side come and take us on. I had to play us, despite being at home, in our away kit, because I thought the kits would clash. I never, ever, ever, ever like to do that, but I had no alternative, because I thought we're probably going to clash if I wear our white kit. But still, we do take on CD Nacional here in the Europa League, the Portuguese side travelling to take us on. And of course, with us guaranteed a second place finish here, we can't finish in first. Roma are way too many points ahead of us, but we can finish in second, and that's where we are guaranteed to finish. So coming into this game, as you can see by my team, very, very poor, and that's the point. I knew that coming to this game, we are guaranteed to finish second no matter what happens. So we may as well rest all the players and have everyone fully fit for the next game in the league, which is going to be against Real Madrid at home. So I can't wait for that one. So I thought a fully fit squad in that game would be a lot more beneficial than playing some players and getting them tired in this game. So the first chance would fall to CD Nacional as they go down the left hand side. A really good chance that they play it inside towards Reginaldo, who crosses the ball in or passes the ball inside even, and eventually the back heel finds Gomo in the centre, and what a lovely back heel that was as well. Fantastic assist there, and the really good finish too past Fernando Pacheco, getting a start in this game and conceding just 8 minutes in. So Racing Santander 0, Nacional 1, and the home fans were shocked, to be honest, because I know we only managed to draw against them away in Portugal, but you know, on this incredible unbeaten run, you certainly wouldn't think it's going to end here in our final Europa League game against the weakest side in the group, but that's the situation we were in, and it was Racing Santander 0, Nacional 1, and it could have been 2-0 here in the 30th minute. Thankfully for us though, this header at the far post goes into the side netting and behind for a goal kick, so the Portuguese side, you know, they couldn't qualify or anything, but based on this performance, you'd probably imagine that they could somehow sneak into second place. It was crazy how good they were playing, but 10 minutes after the restart here, Mitsuru Chalmers finds Mariano starting up top, and the two combine before finding Marin Saiz. Saiz slides it through towards Chalmers here, who gets taken down. The referee doesn't say anything, but he does blow his whistle here, as after the challenge is made, it falls to Marin Saiz, who gets taken down, and you know, I think we probably could have got a penalty for both in the end. The first challenge came through the side of Chalmers there. I thought that was going to be a penalty given there. It wasn't given in the end, and you know, maybe correctly so. Maybe I'm being a bit biased here. Maybe it wasn't a penalty. In fact, it probably wasn't in the end. But whether that was a penalty or not, it doesn't really matter, because the challenge on Saiz was a definite penalty, and the referee had no choice but to award us a spot kick. So penalty to us just past the hour mark here. It is going to be David Concha. He may not be in the first 11 anymore, but he's certainly not a forgotten man here at Racing Santander. He's going to be staying for us for as long as possible. I really do like the young man, even though he's not growing as well as we would hope. He stands up, stutters, and scores the penalty as well, because despite the goalkeeper diving the right way, he does turn it in and make it Racing Santander 1, Nacional 1. So we're back on level terms in this game, and as you'll see, it was how the game finished as well. After that, nothing really happened, to be honest. It was quite a poor game following that penalty, and we did grab ourselves a point, which, although it may not be important in terms of qualification, as we are already into the round of 32 stage, which we're really happy about, it still does mean that we are going to grab ourselves the point, which does mean that the unbeaten run extends, and we're very pleased, and most importantly, very pleased to see the final table, second place. What a fantastic Europa League campaign it's been. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, please leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country very soon.